Don't you just love that beautiful sight? Well, I do. You got to love the new wonderful map. My name is Daxus and today I will show and tell you how to drive a battleship in World of Warships. In this video I will cover the role of battleships, the pros and cons of battleships, and what to expect from other battleships in a match. Please enjoy. For this video I will be driving my Nagato Tier 7 Imperial Japanese battleship. The Nagato is my personal favorite in terms of battleships. The Nagato can be so overpowered if you play her well. I'm not going into details about the ship, but you can clearly tell that it has 4 awesome turrets with each 2 410mm cannons. This ship can make a pounding. This wonderful ship will give you a good example of the power and strength of battleships in World of Warships. Before we get to the main topics, I will give you some general knowledge about the battleships of the factions in the game. Since it takes a lot of time to increase in tiers, it is handy to know what route to take. When you want to play World of Warships and you know you want to play the battleship class, it is useful to start exploring the tech trees first. In the current state of the game there are 2 main tech trees with battleships. These are the American and Japanese tech trees. The American tech tree is different than the Japanese obviously, but although the differences are small, because the principles stay the same, it is good to know what route you prefer. So, let's start with the Imperial Japanese Navy. Right from the start you will notice that the Japanese battleships are a lot bigger than the American battleships. This is already the first big pro of the Japanese battleships. They have more health. The Japanese battleships can really take a lot of hits. With bigger ships come bigger the guns, right? Well, I have to disappoint you because the Japanese battleships tend to have less guns than you would expect. The very first battleship, the Cahuachi, has lots of guns, but this is the only Japanese ship with that many guns. The rest of the Japanese battleships don't have more than 4 or 5 turrets with a total of 8 to 10 guns. Except for the Fuso. The Fuso is a beast, and is by many considered to be the best battleship for its tier. The American tech tree is a bit different. The American battleships are smaller, mostly about a fourth or even a third smaller, but they have more guns on pretty much any tier of battleships compared to the Japanese. So the Americans tend to have smaller ships with less health but have more guns. They do have more guns, but the guns are combined on the turrets because of the small size. Because of this you will see many American battleships tiers where the ship has 3 guns on each turret. This brings its own pros and cons and we will discuss this later. So, let's go to the role of battleships. As you may have seen in this footage, I am driving in the middle and I am staying near the back of the map in comparison with my teammates. As a battleship, you are the long range artillery. It is your job to hit big targets from long range and to deal a great amount of damage with it. Since you have this great range, there is no need to get close to the enemy too soon in a match. That is even the biggest mistake you could make, since the enemy destroyers would have free game on you and will torp you to the bottom of the ocean. Many good battleship drivers stay the first couple of minutes near the back of the map or their team to shoot at incoming cruisers or battleships. I do this too because it allows me to overlook where my boss targets are and which area I might cover with heavy fire. But it is important to stay close to stay in the fight. You don't want to camp in the corners of the map hoping for a silly cruiser to challenge you. You want to follow friendly cruisers near an objective or area since they can provide backup and will help you a great deal in defense against enemy warplanes. I have seen too many battleships wander off alone in the direction and get picked off by enemy carriers, so stay near friendlies. For me, this is more of a personal opinion, but I view the Japanese battleships as snipers since the Japanese battleships have greater range than American battleships. Because of this advantage, I highly recommend to snipe enemy battleships across the map to weaken them and scare them off. Just as you have seen as I did with the New Mexico battleship as I was firing at in the beginning. American battleships are more suited for mid-range combat since they have more guns. American battleships are in my opinion best for destroying cruisers since it's easier to hit citadels because of the amount of shells you can blow at them in a salvo. But this is more of a personal opinion for me. Another pro tip I want to give new battleship drivers is the following. Never keep driving in a straight line. This is a piece of advice so many other YouTubers say all the time. It is hilarious to see battleships get torped easily by destroyers and even cruisers because they drive in straight lines. Because battleships are so slow, maneuvering is hard and takes time. Because of that, you really want to drive in circles or other kinds of patterns that allow you to confuse or fend off torpedoes and even enemy artillery fire. As you might have seen a bit in the footage, I try to show the nose of the ship to the enemy. This way it's harder for them to hit me and it's harder to hit a citadel on me. And when the enemy ship launched its salvo of artillery fire, I turn to broadside and light him up while he is still reloading. This is a great tactic since it frustrates many enemy battleships. As a battleship, you will experience that you will mostly be fighting other battleships. This is for a number of reasons. First reason is because battleships get spotted much faster because of their size and long-range artillery fire, and the second reason is because battleships are the easiest targets to hit. It is much harder to hit a cruiser or destroyer at a range of over 50 kilometers. While 50 kilometers for a battleship is an easy hit. When fighting a battleship, the tip I explained before about not showing your broadside too quickly is very important. This will help you out a lot, I promise. Now, let's get to the pros and cons of battleships. First we start off with the cons. 1. Battleships are slow. It takes a long time to reach maximum speed and they are the slowest type of ships in the game. 2. Battleships are an easy target to hit. You are being spotted real fast and this gives the enemy the chance to focus fire on you. 3. You are many times being hunted by destroyers or carriers. Destroyers and carriers love you because they can throw easy torpedoes at you because you're so big and the likelihood of a hit is much bigger than with cruisers or destroyers. 4. The guns need a long time to reload or to switch shells. You may have powerful guns, but you need to time your shots very well or you can face the consequences, especially in close combat. Missing a shot in close combat means you're probably going to regret it. And now the pros. As a battleship, you are a tank. You can take many hits and you can even restore health with your repair ability. 2. You do the most damage compared to all other ships. If you can aim well and score a few citadel hits, you will dominate the match. 3. You are the least likely to die in a match. Many games I have played ended with a standoff between the surviving battleships. This is because of your increased health and the ability to stay away from the front lines. So, here you have it, a guide and tutorial for how to play battleships in World of Warships. Please let me know what you think and what your experiences are. If you want to join me in game and have a few rounds with me, you can add me. I hope you found this video helpful and entertaining. If it did, please leave a like and subscribe for more future content. Enjoy the rest of the footage and peace out.